Well, it's the hope that kills you. Ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool are not your Premier League champions of 2021-22. I genuinely had to check what year it was just then. I know that's probably brilliant news to most people because a lot of neutral fans don't like us.
If you don't like us, if you don't like us.
But for your boy, the depression has sunk in. I don't even have the energy to do the posh voice right now, but... And the worst part actually is, like, I didn't even go into the game with that much, like, fear or anything. Because I'd already accepted my fate. I knew this was going to happen from the get-go. Genuinely, like, base level, zero expectations of winning the league. Like I always said, out of the entire quadruple that we could potentially win, Man City were not going to give that up. I didn't see them dropping enough points. But as you guys know, that's not really how it was looking for the majority of the game, because just 2 minutes in and we conceded, which actually goes against the whole agenda of us having...
What the fucking hell's happening?
Now, obviously, Sadio Mane got us level, and elsewhere in the Man City versus Aston Villa game, things were looking very complicated for them as Aston Villa took the lead. A ball in from the left-hand side. Matty Cash is there to stick the ball in the back of the net. Very ironic, actually, that a player called Cash could potentially end Manchester City's hope. And then agent Philippe Coutinho ended up getting himself a goal as well. Really nice goal as well. Lovely finish. We were in dreamland, to be honest with you. I was watching the game in a pub with some of my mates and trying to record some, you know, BTS stuff if we did win the league, which we didn't. And it was this weird feeling because it was actually almost worse, to be honest. Because Aston Villa, against all the odds, were doing what they needed to do, but it was us that were like fucking it up. Now, don't get it twisted. Wolves are a good side. They're great defensively as well, which is why I was even more concerned. Like, scoring more than one goal against them is difficult. Jose Sar's been one of the best goalies in the league this season. Defensively, they've looked solid. And that's when everything fell apart. Because in the space of 5 minutes, Aston Villa managed to concede 3 goals to Manchester City and completely throw the title race back on its head again. You know what? Again, it was kind of heartbreaking, but at least then it was a situation of whatever we did, we wouldn't win the league. I don't know if that's the right attitude to have. And look, in the end, we ended up winning the game. Salah scored to give us the lead about like just a few minutes actually after City took the lead, and Andrew Robertson then scored late on as well to make it 3-1. Good performance in the end from us. We did all that we needed to do in the end. Aston Villa, I don't want to hear from you like you need a 1-year suspension. Sit yourselves down in the championship for a little bit because that was unacceptable. Steven Gerrard, please. That was the moment. Like, Coutinho even scored. Big ups yourself. Shouts Felipe because he actually tried, didn't it? They signed Boubacar Kamara today from Marseille. Could you not have signed him yesterday and put him in the defense, lads? But as much as I could grill Aston Villa for conceding 3 and 5, I don't even know if you could do that if you actually tried. The actual character and comeback ability, not a word, of Manchester City in that situation, like the league is lost with 15 minutes to go. To just go, you know what, lads, nah, bun this. I'm scoring 3 goals in that short space of time to win yourselves the league is admirable. Ilkay Gundogan is probably like a Man City cult hero now, scoring twice off the bench. Pep substitutions were all involved in the goals. Zinchenko, I think, got an assist as well. Like, props to them. It's amazing what endless money and resources can do and no actual boundaries in spending it whatsoever. Nah, I'm messing, obviously, you know, and like, you know, any season, right, City are going to be the favourites, okay, to win the league because of the amount of pulling power they have, the amount of money they have, the amount of squad depth they actually have, and realistically, that's what will win them the league, and that's what will win them the Premier League more often than not. Like, the Champions League is a little bit less of a war of attrition. You don't have to have like your best starting 11 out 38 times in a row. The Premier League is a slog, and that's why Man City always end up doing the business. Because like one day they could put Foden and Mahrez out on the wing, and then 3 days later, Sterling and Bernardo Silva could technically play there. I mean, their actual depth options are pretty much endless. But again, 3 goals in 5 minutes is ridiculous. Like, it's very football cliche, but that's what champions do. And as much as, you know, people will grill them for just having money or buying the league or whatever, like, realistically, it's the squad depth that they have that does the business, because they don't even spend that much money on each player individually. Apart from Jack Grealish, I mean, £100 million. Regardless, I'm really proud of the squad. Like, genuinely, I'm depressed. I'm not gonna lie, clinically. But overall, I can still take pride in the fact that we've won 2 competitions already this season, in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup we haven't even won under Klopp, so that's cool. That's a nice new thing to win. You know, we're in the final of the Champions League. We pushed probably the greatest team in Premier League history in terms of just individual ability to 1 point again of the title. That's mad. Like, no other team, in my opinion, has ever come this close to winning every competition possible. Now, that won't mean that much if we don't win the Champions League or the Premier League. I understand that. But regardless, with what we have at our disposal, I genuinely think we've done an unbelievable job. We didn't want a quadruple anyway, to be honest with you. I think that was like autocorrect, to be honest. I think a lot of people will probably go back and try and find like a specific game or time that we lost the league. Because obviously we were chasing, you know, as soon as we drew against Man City. But I genuinely don't think there is a blaring error, really. People will look at the Tottenham game because it's Tottenham. But if you look at Tottenham in the last 2-3 months, they've actually been on job. Like, there's a reason why they've managed to actually climb their way back up into the top 4, because they were out of it for a while. You know, they've actually recovered well and they've been in great form. So for me, yeah, whilst in an ideal world we could have won that game, we faced a good Tottenham team. That is really the only one. Other than that, you're going back to like December for a game that we didn't win that we probably should have done when we faced Leicester. Yeah, for me, there's not really a single game that I can single out, if you like, and say that's where we lost it. I just genuinely think maybe we gave ourselves a bit too much to do at the start of the season. And that was probably, as a whole, one of the most dramatic and, from a neutral perspective, probably one of the best final days in Premier League history. Like, nothing will ever top Aguero, let's be honest with you. But this one has to be up there with that crazy relegation battle back in the day where West Brom were bottom at Christmas and they survived, and Delia Smith came out ranting at halftime.
Let's be having you!
This final day was genuinely phenomenal. Like, the title race was up for grabs. The top 4 battle was technically up for grabs, but it was pretty much settled very early on. But the relegation scrap as well. There was technically United v West Ham for Conference League and Europa League. It had everything. Even Leeds as well. The limbs there with their late goal from Jack Harrison. I will obviously talk about the entire Premier League in FTW, which unfortunately won't be coming out till Friday this week because of the plans that I have. But I will do like a full-on review of the Premier League, obviously all the other leagues across Europe that have ended as well this week. And, you know, I'll make jokes about them as I do. Shouts to Manchester City, well done on winning the league. Shouts to Leeds on surviving. My commiserations to Burnley on getting relegated. United are terrible. I know they're in the Europa League because West Ham bottled it, which is outrageous, to be honest with you. But Arsenal are bottlers as well, and I can't wait to see All or Nothing. And then in terms of the individual accolades as well, Heung-min Son quietly going about his business to end up winning the Golden Boot alongside Salah. I've given Salah a bit of grief to my mates and like on socials in the last couple months. Not like your shit sort of grief, but he's been playing like below his usual expectations in terms of output and goals and stuff. To end up winning the Golden Boot and getting the most assists in the league, the guy is unbelievable. And in a league that I genuinely think is the best quality league in the world, for him as a whole, his season is astonishing. He can be very proud of it. I really, really hope he can guide us to a Champions League. But yeah, mixed emotions. As a football fan, great final day to Premier League season. Shouts to everybody who was involved in it. Shame about us, but hopefully we can win the Champions League in a week from now. If you enjoyed this one though, feel free to slap a like on the video. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves and goodbye.